Hello, and welcome back to What's on Your Mind, the podcast where two friends ask stupid questions, thought provoking questions, and make inappropriate jokes. So, today's episode, we are literally going to talk about what's on our mind, aren't we? Literally. Right.
Literally.
What is on your mind, Oscar?
What is on my mind? Um, well, can you believe we're
I know,
already
right? This is our
five,
sixth
six
episode,
episodes
man.
in?
It's crazy to think about. And the support on our podcast has actually been kind of insane. We've had friends review it and absolutely love it. It's actually insane.
I,
I know,
I
right?
can't
We'll
wait for
show
my
your mum
mum to
this
hear
one because
this.
we'll be good boys this time. No, I
That's not gonna
reckon.
work. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
No.
maybe not. We'll see. But what is on your mind right now? What is something big that's on your mind that you need to get off your chest,
Get off my chest. I
other
don't
than
know,
your
man.
lady
I
friend?
mean, um,
There we go. That is the.
can you
What do you mean?
can you leave her
No,
alone,
oh,
please?
there's more than one.
Bradley's
Hmm.
obsessed with my lady
I'm
friend.
obsessed with you, bro. I'm jealous. Uh, so
He
literally,
he talks
I'm
about her
trying to. I'm,
every
I'm
episode.
trying to. I'm trying to. I'm trying to be a wingman here.
I'm
Trying to
not
be the
sure how I feel
wingman
about
here,
them.
bro. Yeah.
Wingman.
You
Where was you
ask.
when I fucking
You
needed you,
ask.
mate?
Just come to me, like, yo, Brad. Listen, right? I got this thing, and I need to talk to her, but I need you to be my wingman. I'll come in and be like, yo, listen, right? Oscar once saved me from a burning building. He's an absolute hero. And then she'll be like, oh, that's so sweet. And then she'll make out with
You're
you and
lying.
you get your willy wet. Anyway, what is on your mind?
Bro, you can't just
I
say
can.
shit like
Freedom
that.
of speech. Right.
Also, you're lying.
That's on my mind. Am I
That's on my
lying? I don't
that's on my
lie.
mind. You're lying.
I just stretch the
You're
truth
lying. Said that.
by
Like,
not telling the truth. By
do you
believing
believe in
lying.
lying? Is lying
Can lying be good?
lying good?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to protect
Yeah,
someone's feelings, I guess. Depends on the lie, I
that's actually very
guess.
true.
I mean, white lies usually.
I can't lie. I've told a bit of a white lie
Have
in
you ever
my
told
life
me a lie?
before. Yeah, I told you.
Being
I
completely
told
honest
you a
with
lie.
me.
No, I haven't.
To be honest, I've been completely
Yeah,
honest with you as
I
well.
haven't.
I've
Yeah,
never really lied to you.
exactly.
Yeah, I
Then
know.
why would I lie
That's
to
what
you?
liars say. Why would I lie to you? It's what manipulators say. I've got no reason to lie to you. Um,
We could be lying to each other. We could
yeah, we
both be
just
saying we
hate each
enjoy doing
other.
it. We just fucking hate it.
Which just turns out we actually hate each other. We're like, oh, let's not do this then. All right, bye.
Like, once we
Yeah,
log off of a
fuck for
fucking
that.
hell,
I
thank
get
God
to
that guy's
finally go
gone.
to bed, the little prick. Um, all right, what is on your mind though? This was your suggestion for an episode,
uh
so that means something's on your mind, correct?
Sort of, maybe, kind of, but I also
I'll
shoot the
tell you
shit.
what was on my mind
Sort of like what we
recently.
just did.
Um, there was
Do it.
a there was a post about a woman who didn't want kids, and I hate how
Yeah.
society sort of punishes women that don't want kids. Like they treat them like shit, or they get shit for it. Some of the comments on it were so nasty, and it's like, why can't you just respect that woman's choice?
It's her choice. Why is that? That's not. Why is that? Why should we be like
Exactly, and it's
crucified for this?
like,
It's her choice.
exactly, she didn't want
She doesn't
kids,
want
and then
kids.
there was this guy in the comments. Oh my god, man! If I saw him in real life, oh mate, I'd be performing the GTS on this prick, right? Literally, yeah. He was basically stating like his if you just sort of break down his comment to like layman's terms, he basically said women's only job in life is to just procreate, just to be breeding machines. Yep.
What an asshole.
It really triggered me. Like, it's her choice. So she doesn't want kids, and it bugs me because it's always like, oh, you change your mind when you're older. Like, no, fuck off, man. I don't want kids. It's the same with me, man. Like, I'm like, I don't want kids, and people are like, yeah, you probably change your mind. You're young. No, bro. I have a niece and nephews, and I love them to bits. But I see what kids are like. That is not for me. That is not rewarding. To be woken up at fucking 5 a.m. to a
Yeah.
kid screaming, bro. My dog wakes me up, man. I fucking throw a pillow at him. I can't
Yeah.
do that to a child. You know what I mean? So, like, I feel like people need to start respecting. Like, you can't get a vasectomy. I'm sorry, I got hiccups. Or getting your tubes tied. And it's until you reach a certain age. Did you know that? Yeah, I mean, I think you can get
I didn't know
vasectomy.
that.
I think you can do it on private care, which is expensive as fuck, but the NHS
Right,
won't do it, I don't think, because no medical reason to.
But you know what? Do you think the comments would have been different on that article if it was a male that said it?
There'll be slight different. They'll sort of slightly the same, slightly different, because men still get that whole, oh, but you're young, you might change, you'll change your mind in the future. You'll want to settle down and with a wife and do this, do that. Um,
It's like they're telling
yeah,
you
literally,
how
and
you're
it's
gonna
like,
be
bruv,
in the
leave me
future.
alone. Shut the fuck up, fucking penis. You know what I mean? Like, stop giving me shit. I don't want a child. I don't want a fucking child. End of discussion. But they just don't respect that. Some of these, even women, man, even women hate on women that don't want kids. It's like they're like, oh, well, you change your mind in the future. I had
Their
my kids
choice.
that they're blah blah. It's like, fuck off, man. They're like, oh, I've done my part. What you done? What overpopulate the earth even more? Like, shut up, dick. You know what I mean? So, huh?
Maybe this wasn't a good idea. Maybe this
But
wasn't a good
yeah,
idea.
she's a fuck, bro. I wanted to. So many people in that comment section that I just wanted to punch in the face. Um, Bro, it's mostly
Rip their
women.
nuts out.
Mostly women giving shit to
Oh,
women.
okay.
What happened to supporting women, bro? What happened to like they fought for women's rights and shit, and now they're just fucking complaining when women actually want to make a choice in their own life? Makes no sense.
Not every
Bruv, straight
person
up, mate.
needs or wants.
Why the fuck would I want to, man? They're messy, they're noisy, they're stinky, they shit themselves. I mean, don't get me wrong, I shit myself the other day, but that was a completely different problem. Do you know what I mean? That wasn't because I had a choice. That was because I couldn't make it in time and I'd eaten something dodgy. The thing is, why would I want to have to constantly clean someone's ass? Or constantly have to clean their nostrils because they're crusty fucking bogies, bro? Why would I want to do that? Yeah, well,
Kids
then
can't
don't
help that.
exist. Simple as that.
I'm not having that one. If they shit themselves, they
Yeah,
shit
well, I
themselves.
don't want kids, so I don't want to be cleaning that shit up. Literally. Unintended.
Pun intended.
But yeah, that kind of triggered me. That was on my mind.
What happened to you, buddy? You were so happy on last week's episode.
Well, the thing is, I am happy. Obviously we spoke about that thing. So
Yeah,
I mean, I'm happy still. Um, just passionate.
guys, correct me if I'm wrong. On last week's episode,
I'm
he was
just
jolly, he was
passionate,
happy.
bro.
Now he's here just
Yeah, but
having rants
if something
about
pisses me off, I can
kids
still be
shitting
happy, but
themselves.
like really get into ranting about it. Because I'm very
Very true.
passionate about stuff. I'm a very passionate guy.
What if you were with someone for a long time and they wanted kids?
That's the thing, is right off the bat I'm quite, for me it's like I don't want kids. I definitely don't want kids right now, like at all. I may change. I'm not gonna say that I
Yeah.
won't change my mind in the future, because I might. Like I might. I know myself. I might change it, but my goal won't be to have kids for
Hmm.
like quite a while. and it's not fair, and it's not fair on the woman because obviously women shouldn't have kids at past a certain date. Whereas guys can basically just make kids whatever age they are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're still like
Yeah, I'm only 23. I wanna explore. And I wanna have fun in life a bit more. Like, children do hold you back. That's what people don't realize, is they do hold you back. They stop you from doing things, and people are like, oh no, that's not true. You can still do that. Bro, I want to do an American road trip. I can't do that if I have a child, because that child, I can't do it when they're young, because then they need to be at home and things. I'm talking about a road trip that lasts me like months. You know what I mean? And I can't do it when they're a toddler because they'll need to start school at some point or whatever. They'll be restless and stuff, and they'll be away from other family members. And if they're a kid, they've got school. If they're a teenager, they've got important school, and they might not want to do it. And then when they're an adult, it's like, well, yeah, sick. Well, now I'm old. You know what I mean? So it's like they hold you back a lot. So to be honest, like, that's why I kind of right now it's like, no. If I meet someone in the future and they're like, oh, I want kids, I'll be like, I consider it, but I will always be upfront and I will say to them, like, I can't promise you that I want kids. If I got a girl pregnant, I would take responsibility for it and I would love that child to bits. I know for a fact I would love my kid. Because I love my niece and I love my nephews. I love them to bits. I love my family. And I will take responsibility if I ever accidentally got someone pregnant. But my goal for now is not to have kids. Even marriage, man. I don't believe in marriage.
I was gonna ask you about that. Are you married?
Because I don't need a bit of paper to legally say that I love you. Plus, if we split up for any reason, fucking divorces are just so long and messy. So no, not really. What about you? Are you a marriage guy though? Because you're a very big relationship guy.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right? Like, we're the same age. I'm 23. It's like, my friend just got married.
Yeah, I feel like people rush into it though, right?
And I mean, she's been, 4 or 5 years she's been with her partner. But it's like there's no need to rush into it. Like, just you've got someone in your life. Isn't that's
Yeah, do you think people like push for that societal norm? Like they go to school, then they go to uni, they go to college, they go to uni, they get married, they have kids. Do you think too many people try and push for that life too early?
I think that's like a default.
Well, it's like the people that are like in their 20s and they've had like early 20s and they've had like 3 kids already, and it's like, bro, like it's gonna be great, when your kids are 20, you're only gonna be like 40, but your 20s and 30s are gonna be raising children, completely just them, and unless you're selfish, they're gonna be taking up so much of your life, especially 3 of them.
A bit mad. Like my mate that got married, she's 23, so she's saying it's like, that her life.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't get the whole white wedding either. A white dress is, for one thing, supposed to signify virginity, like purity. Secondly, half the time they're in churches, and half the people that do them aren't even religious. I don't really understand the whole big white wedding thing. And bro, I'm not being funny, I think, right?
Jewish weddings, to be honest.
But why the fuck would I want to spend like fucking 20 grand on a wedding? Just to make other people happy?
Well, no, it'd be to make it look nice.
I mean, like,
do you get married ahead, bro?
You've been waiting on that for a while.
I'll
The thing
film
is,
it
I
and
don't
edit it, put
believe
it on
in
the
marriage,
YouTube.
so
How would you want them to address you? Bradley Butler or Tipper Fish?
Bradley Tipper Fish Butler.
Do you use Tipper Fish?
That's my name. That's my name, bitch. Say my name.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if
Might
that
change
was
it,
your
you
legal
know.
name?
Yeah.
What?
But like,
Mr. and Mrs. Tipper
I
Fish?
don't like that societal norm in marriage and kids. Like, why do I have to settle down? Like,
That's different. If people are like forcing other people to like
I
settle
just
down,
hate when
that's
it's
none of their business.
like I spent most of my young life in relationships, like long term, dedicated relationships, and that was I loved them to bits at the time, but that was probably one of my biggest mistakes in life. Because in my 20s, bro, like I'm
Yeah.
supposed to just enjoy life a bit and then settle down. Maybe that's why I don't want marriage, because I've been in these relationships at such a young age. Like I just
Would that put you off if like you met a girl
no,
and she
my
already
ex had a kid.
Would that put you off?
That's a
Okay.
different circumstance, really, because I'm making that decision to get with someone that has a kid. So if I met someone and they were really
Yeah.
nice and they had a kid, that wouldn't put me off. Because at the end of the day, they aren't actually. I'd love them, but they aren't actually necessarily as much of my responsibility until like I'm legally, I guess, their stepdad. I'd
Yeah.
raise that kid and love them as if they were my own, but not at the beginning. Like I couldn't straight away, but like act like their parental figure. I mean, I'm gonna try and avoid it in the future if I can. You know, some of the greatest people are just single mums. You know what I mean? So can't help that. So yeah.
No.
What about you?
Again, like
You big on? Are you big on
a lot of
family
people.
and having babies and?
You know what? I've been asked this question I was asked by my ex, by my friends. I don't know why people are obsessed with it. In regards to kids, I don't
Yeah.
know how good I'd be as a dad. To be honest, I'm already anxious
Maybe it might
as it is.
mature you. They say that,
Can that
right?
help
Like
me
it can mature you, right?
with a
Because you
kid?
take the
Can I
responsibility
just
of a kid and focus on being a great father.
yeah? It's not something that I want now. You know
No,
what I mean?
definitely
Not
not,
something I'm
man.
thinking about
That's
now.
why, like, I say, you know, always pull out. I'm never
You're not
wrong.
wrong. You're not wrong. Well,
Always listen to what I have to say. Um, but yeah, like, go out with me.
it's like go out with me.
Um, no, I go after what I want though.
But yeah, we
When it comes to like a career, because the thing is, when I speak to girls, right,
like
I say to them like, I'll grab their Snapchat if I got them on, if especially like Tinder, because Tinder's shit. I don't really match with. I just look. I just look for like Snapchats or
atrocious.
Instagrams, and then I follow them and message them on them instead. And I'll message a girl on Snapchat, and I'll just be like,
Yeah,
I'm looking for this. I'm looking for friendships. I'm down for anything. If you want a one night stand, I'll do a one night stand. You want a friendship, we can have a friendship. You want to see where things go, they can do something. You want to be friends with benefits, blah blah blah, right? I say to a girl, if you're not attracted to me, that's perfectly fine. Just tell me, and that's fine. I move on. I'm not gonna fucking dawdle over you. I'm not gonna try and be your best friend and fall in love with you. If you're not attracted to me, we can stay friends, and I'll move on to something else. Simple as that. Straightforward. Move on. Boom,
yeah,
boom. Live life. It's live fast.
yeah.
Live fast, die young. I think that's the phrase, isn't it?
Live fast, die.
That's what I said to you. You know, when you asked me for
Yeah,
advice, didn't you? And I said you should play the field a bit.
Yes.
Yeah, like you
Yeah,
should.
that same conversation. Yeah.
You're young. You should see what you have options, man. So
Yeah.
I know you're not into like the whole casual like the whole casual sex thing. I know you're not into one night stands, but you can always still play the field and look for a person and look at your options. You know what I mean?
So no,
So
you're absolutely right.
yeah, man, just simple as that. What's on your mind, buddy?
If
Oh,
you
so
if you that's right. If you had a kid, what would you name him or her? What's the first thing that pops into your head?
well, I had a girl's name. It'd probably be like something like Lily.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
boy's name something like no,
Tim.
bro. That's setting that kid up for bullying.
or Bobby.
Nah,
A
probably
simpler
something like
name is
maybe like
better.
Isaac. Nice name.
Okay.
Tim.
I want to
I
go
do
for
like the
Tim
name
as well.
Oscar. It is a good name.
Thanks.
Maybe like Nicholas or something like
Thought of it myself.
that. Tom isn't a bad name. For girls, it'd be like Lily, Eleanor. Um, Depends, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Name my daughter Tim,
Tim.
because ain't no guy gonna fuck a bitch named Tim. But yeah, well, have you ever thought about kids' names?
Nice. Comment Tim.
Not really.
I haven't actually.
Thing is,
I really
my
haven't.
last relationship, I
But it's like,
really sort of,
why were you?
I was so like enthralled and so in love with this person that I was considering kids and marriage and things. Yeah.
Really?
Um,
Wow.
but now, man, I'm back to where I was. I was like, no, definitely not.
I mean, I don't. I mean, like, feel free to decline, but like, like, do you think anything
If
would
our
like that
relationship
happen?
succeeded, eventually, yeah, I think it would have. As thing is, I'm more into. I'd be more into marriage than kids because, she had a kid, so like, I was more into like marrying her and us being a family. And if we have kids, we have
Yeah.
kids.
And then
Yeah.
you'd be like
So
the stepdad. Yeah.
but at the, I've gone back into the mentality of no, that's not happening.
Doesn't want to get married or someone doesn't have a
Exactly. So
kid.
I'm just
You know,
sort of.
don't force them.
I feel like I'd really have to love someone to break those rules, basically. Like no kids, no marriage.
But also, you like they can't be
And the
breaking.
thing
They
is,
can't be
I'd
breaking the
be
trust.
willing to compromise when it comes to marriage. Like if I love someone and they were really into like marriage and wanting a wedding, and I'd propose to them out of love, and I wouldn't think about it any other way. I'd just say like, I love
Yeah.
you, and I want what you want. I want my future to be with you,
Where
and
would
your
you propose?
future is for us to be married. Therefore, I want to be married. So then I would propose.
Yeah. No. That's
I don't fucking
what
know.
location would you propose to them?
KFC. I don't know,
So
man.
romantic.
Wherever I think I can propose.
Can you imagine like you just propose at a KFC and then they say, "Oh, your meal,
I'm like,
your
yeah,
takeaway
sick,
is
bro. Just
ready."
got engaged, and my fucking food is ready. All right. What about you? What's something on your mind that you'd like to sort of talk about, or get an opinion from someone else, an outside opinion?
Uh, um, how do you think? Um, how did
How
the
did it affect
pandemic
me?
affect you? you know, as in, obviously, like, there's been, it affected
Yeah.
people in different ways, right? Um, was this a chance for you to do
Yeah. Yeah,
some new
yeah, of
stuff that
course.
you
Plenty of streaming,
had
plenty
done
of
before?
gaming. Honestly, right, it was one of the worst times in history for us. It was one of the best times because
Yeah,
all of your mates were off work and you play games together during lockdown, and it actually hit differently. In than just like working, like just like them weekend gaming, like it just hit different. Like spend all day just because you
yeah,
can't go outside, you can't work, so you're all just playing games together, and it's amazing. But it affected me pretty badly because events eventually started to wear me down a bit, and obviously my relationship was during the pandemic, and it was a long distance relationship, and it delayed me, you know, seeing her and things a lot because everything kept shutting down, opening back up, then shutting down again. And when the time actually came, it all just went downhill, really. Um, but I guess it taught me a lesson. But I think, luckily, I didn't lose anyone, and I know you did.
do you think do you think life how do you think life in general would have been different? Do you think life in general
Yeah,
would have been
I think
completely
I would
different
have
without the
been. I think I would have been a lot different. Um, I was just getting
Yeah,
comfortable with the idea of talking to girls again before it happened. Like I'd been in a relationship. I'd been in a
yeah,
relationship, um, and I broke up with her, and then like it broke me for like 2 years, and then finally I was like, I'm ready to finally meet up, have the confidence to meet up with these girls, sleep with them, things like that. And then the pandemic hit. And I'm like, fuck's sake, all right, fine. I'm gonna try and keep up the game. You know what I mean? So when it all comes down, all the restrictions lifted, I have these girls ready to go. Right? Sounds so bad. Um, sounds
yeah.
so misogynistic, but you know what I mean. I
I've
do
put
have a
them on
list
the
to say
list.
about it. But yeah,
You hear that,
so
folks?
I can't say it on a podcast. It just makes me sound so bad. Um, but like yeah, but then I met a girl and I fell in love with her during my wanting to be a little fuckboy phase. And at the beginning, I said to her, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing long distance thing. Um, I'm not saying I'm not going to claim us in a relationship. He actually made the first move, which was kind of weird to me. Um, I'm not going to claim us in a relationship until we actually see each other. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to be just like loyal. Like, I'm not going to be like just you. Like you're not going to be like the only girl that I see. We sort of come to that agreement. Eventually, I said to her, I was like, I'm choosing. I'm going to be loyal to you now. I want us to be in a relationship. That's what she wanted, and that's what I ended up wanting
Yeah.
in the end. And then, but I think if it didn't happen, I think I would have been slightly better off. But it happened, nothing good to
Yeah.
change it. And I know for a fact that I know something that would definitely have changed if for you if it never happened. So yeah,
Change for me.
pandemic didn't happen. I mean,
What's that?
yeah. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
obviously you went through a lot more tragedy than I did.
You know what? Like that was the I've mentioned it before,
I
but
bet
like
it
that's
was,
such
man.
a strange
It must
experience in
feel
general.
so unreal when it happened.
It wasn't even well, I mean, a big part of it was the loss, but like being
Yeah,
trapped in your house, you know, if I was like a little kid, maybe 5 or 6, I'd probably and like no one in my family passed away,
that's
I
the
probably
thing.
would have
Yeah,
been
that's the
jumping up
thing
and
though.
down
At
for
the
joy.
beginning, you're
You
like,
know, hey, I
I
got
never
fit.
go out, so it's fine. But then when you're not allowed to go out, you're like, I need to go out.
Yeah,
I'm itching to go out. Like I want to go for a walk. I want to go to the shop. And like you can eventually sort of do those things, but I felt judged for going to the shop for like a bottle of Pepsi. because it wasn't essential. Do you know what I mean? What,
I
because
got
of the
scared going to
disease
the shop,
or?
bro. Yeah, just like I
At least
wanted this
you're
to
not
get
one of those
out.
people that doesn't believe that it was
I
real.
was in, yeah, that's the question. When you first heard about it, what was your initial reaction? Do you remember? Like, did you
I
think
thought,
it
oh,
was
for
gonna get as
fuck's
bad?
sake. That was my initial reaction. Like, for fuck's sake, man, why? I thought it was going to be a bit like Ebola or swine flu, you know, when they sort of
Yeah,
went around and nothing really happened. Nothing really came from
yeah, I
it.
remember that. Yeah,
I thought maybe that will happen, and then it started getting really
yeah.
bad. I was like, oh my god. I was like,
I
just put us in
watched
a
a
lockdown then,
documentary.
and it didn't happen for ages. And I'm like, ah, fucking hell. And it all just went to shit.
I watched a documentary about it,
Mm.
and it's like the scariest shit in the world. Cause
Yeah,
like
it was
it
quite
just shows
scary.
how rapidly it spread.
Now I don't give a shit.
Um, and, and then, but like, do you know what? In this documentary, they showed. I'm not going to politics,
Go for
but
it, man.
they showed part of
Yeah, go
Boris
for it.
Johnson's
Like,
speech.
it's what's on your mind, man. Like, this
Uh,
episode is literally a conversation about whatever's on our mind. So if it's political, it's political.
so, like in this documentary, they showed part of Boris's speech
It
about
is
him announcing lockdown.
fucking
It gave
scary,
me
isn't it?
chills. It was like because like what they show, what it also they show like footage of like empty London, and it's like the
It made it
scariest
feel
thing in
like
the
an
world.
apocalypse was about to happen. You know, at the beginning of like every apocalyptic
Yeah, it really
film where they
did.
got like
Honestly.
speeches on the TV about the disease taking over and all that shit. That's how it felt.
And it's like you know what
Yeah,
it
it
just
didn't
feels
feel
like is
real
this
at
happening?
first.
Like really?
Um, but
Uh,
it is what it is. I mean, it is hard. It's hard to. It's hard. It's hard. It was hard to
uh,
comprehend at the beginning. Definitely hard to comprehend.
yeah, it was. Because like you never, okay, you hear about this virus, somewhere far, far away, but you don't think, I remember being worried about it, and I remember just sort of being reassured, like, no, 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 you'll be fine. And then like, fucking hell, like March comes around, and then like Boris is
Yeah,
announcing a lockdown.
like
But that lockdown felt like
it did,
like
man. It
forever.
did eventually. Like 2 months. And the thing is, I'm in the northwest, right? And it was much worse in the northwest because we basically didn't come out of lockdown for like a year. We were on what was we on like tier 3 the entire
Yeah,
time. We had so many restrictions. We basically
yeah,
went free. But the second that like London and that got free, they all just fucked it up for the rest of us. Everyone just went out and fucking spat on each other. Do you know what I mean? Not literally, but like started licking each other's eyeballs and shit. So all the disease started spreading. And I even know people from my family and my friends that down near London that the second that they could go out, they went out and they started fucking starting going to parties and shit again. I'm like,
awesome.
why, man? It's not over. You gotta be careful. You gotta be cautious. But they didn't. They didn't care.
I don't, I don't know if I ever did. I ever tell? Did you know, in December
I
two
think
years
so.
ago, I had
I
to
think you
isolate.
told me about that. I think so. I think we were
Did
talking at
I?
the time, and you
Yeah,
told me
I
what
had
was
to.
going on.
Yeah, I had to. I was
Had
in
COVID.
contact with someone who.
I mean, our friend Oscar had
Yeah,
COVID twice,
and
didn't
like,
he? Yeah,
did he?
bro. He was
Fuck.
out of work for a week not that long ago with
No,
COVID.
I had to. Now you think, oh, what's so bad? Like you're staying at home. Yeah, it's fine, but like when you don't have like a garden, like in my apartment, there's no garden.
Yeah.
I'm literally stuck in my flat. Um, but I just like that's the time we should have started
Imagine.
this podcast.
I'll tell you what, bro. Speaking of apartments, in the future we should get an apartment together and and we'll have like an office in one of the rooms. We'll have like a little company
I'm down.
out of
I'm
our
down.
apartment. That's it. But yeah, like fucking Oscar had COVID twice. My sister had COVID twice, I think. I think one of my cousins had COVID. One of my cousins had a really bad reaction to the vaccine. Um,
Yeah.
my brother had COVID while living with me, but somehow me and my mum didn't get it. I think I might have got it, but not realized it, and I didn't take a test. I should have. I didn't. What else?
Were you? Were you?
I
Did
started
you
to
have like
feel a
no
bit like
symptoms?
sniffly, like cold, sort of, but to be honest, man, like I'm not gonna go off that.
See, see, that's the problem
That's
now.
the
Like,
thing, that the
yeah,
symptoms are
we don't
so
know.
common with like
Like, if you get
colds and
ill, we
flus and shit like that. It's hard to tell. That's why they basically said if you have COVID symptoms, don't
yeah,
go here, don't go
yeah.
there. But yeah, it's like fucking, everyone was isolating all the fucking time because they kept going into contact. My brother had to fucking stay in his room the whole time, which he probably loved. Because he's autistic, so it's like he enjoys his comforts. Which is obviously his room and stuff.
Fair enough.
But yeah, man, it's insane.
I mean, I can't imagine what it would have been like for
Mm.
someone who has autism.
I mean, it affected you pretty
It
badly,
must
right? With
be
everything.
strange. It must have
Probably.
been stranger for
They,
them than it
they
was
weren't
for
allowed
us.
to follow routines and things, especially if they're like quite social, out
Yeah.
on a basis. They couldn't, people with autism, they couldn't go out and do their routines, and it must have really fucked them up.
What was the first thing you did when you were allowed out
Um,
of lockdown?
in terms of what? Because you mean like when everything was literally unrestricted, like literally everything was lifted, or you mean when lockdown actually happened? Because the second one, the Northwest was in tier 3 pretty much the whole time, so we barely did come out of lockdown. Yeah, I mean,
I
I
went
went
for a
for
walk.
walks. I guess I went to the shop. I had to go to the shop every couple of days. Just to get out to do something. I was glad to
Yeah.
go back into shops, into town and stuff again. But like when all restrictions finally lifted, where basically the government said, "Listen, go live your life now. It's over. If you're not vaccinated, you're not vaccinated. If you are, you are. Time to go live life. Move on now." Um, I went straight back to trying to live a normal life again, man. As scary as it is, right? And
You
I
were
know
more.
people, lost a lot of people. You lost somebody, but you know when it's time to just start to move on, right? Got to move on. You just got to get on with your life now,
Yeah.
because the flu kills people. Flu kills loads of people each year.
It does.
So it's time to just move on. What was
You
that?
were more.
No, I
Do
don't.
you still do
Unless
you
I'm
still wear a
required
mask?
to. But nowhere I've been asked to wear a mask. People say,
Yeah.
"Can you wear a mask on like bus and stuff like that?" But I never do, and they never say anything. Because, mate, I've had my
Yeah.
vaccines. What's the point of giving me my vaccines if I have to keep wearing a mask?
I don't. I still. I wear it on public transport and at my workplace,
Right,
but it's taking a
I had the
long
mask,
time.
yeah, for a while, even after like all the restrictions, because my work sort of required it. But like, not like required it literally because I need,
Yeah.
like, it literally, the boss told us please wear a mask. So, you know, but I'm still wearing a mask because like I said, man, like fucking flu is everywhere all the time, and that kills hundreds of thousands of people alone in the US. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, bro, you don't see people wearing masks to protect each other
Yeah.
from that. I've had my vaccines, man. If you're not vaccinated, then that's up to you. If you are vaccinated, you you're supposed to have nothing to worry about. So why vaccinate me and
Yeah.
then force me to follow the
Yeah.
exact same restrictions as people as before? I might as well just not be vaccinated. But obviously, they say the vaccination is supposed to help with symptoms, but I've had flu symptoms and stuff before, so And
I had like
you know, we
flu
were all
and
inside, so loads of
cold.
sickness was going around, wasn't it? At one point, because people's immune systems weren't built up, so loads of people were sick all the time. But
Do you ever did you ever watch during the first lockdown like Boris's
no,
um
no.
updates
My mum
on
did.
like
My mum would
you
tell
know
me
you
updates,
watch them?
but no, I moved. I tried to move on. I just ignored it all.
Well, I watched it hoping like it would
Yeah.
say like numbers are going down, but they just
As
kept
as
going up.
as morbid as this sound, eventually it was just like survival of the fittest, right? It's eventually gonna die out with somebody. Like as sad as it is,
Yeah,
people are
pretty
gonna
much.
die.
But
It's survival of the fittest at this point. It's
like
life, And
life,
like I said, as morbid as it sounds, but it probably opened up the job market. Probably opened up the housing markets. You know, I'm just being realistic. You know what
Jesus.
I mean? You know, a lot of older people were the ones that suffered,
Like,
and underlying health conditions. I mean, you
yeah,
know,
the
you were
elderly.
like, you had like serious medical issues. As it was basically got finished off. I don't know, it's horrible as that sounds, but like it was inevitable. Like for somebody that's really vulnerable would literally have to isolate
Well, death.
completely, and the people around them would have to isolate
Yeah,
completely,
pretty much.
and that
Yeah,
just seemed really impossible. Um, like
yeah. I think elderly people are always going to
so
be
I
like
mean
a
that's the
target.
one that, like, the flu and that killed, doesn't it? Um, I feel for everyone that lost people in the pandemic. So many people that died, but it happened. You know what I mean? There's nothing we can do to change it now. It's just time to move on.
Crazy that it
Ah,
went on for like nearly 2 years. It's crazy
I
that
know it
like it
doesn't
went
feel
on
like
for
that,
like
does
nearly
it?
2 years.
2 years of our lives were just basically like gone. Yeah.
Spent indoors.
The one thing I do wish I invested in is gym equipment. Yeah, gym equipment
If you can work
sales
out at
went
home.
up. I should have invested in gym equipment companies. I bought some shares. Should have taken advantage of the market. But yeah, went up.
But you know what? Like when I was asked like in December when I was asked to referee, I remembered like, oh shit, I've got to make a decision here. I'm either gonna wear a mask or I've got to take. I took it off because I can't referee with a mask. And like I was like shit, like I love refereeing, but in my head I was like, is this
Realistically,
safe?
masks are to
Is
protect
this
other
a good
people, though,
idea?
aren't they? They're not there to protect you. That's what they're supposed to be for, right?
And then, I know, and then it's like a
No, because the
isn't it
protective things on the inside is
no,
supposed to
I
so
guess
you
no.
don't spread the germs. Apparently, I'm assuming that's what I was
Right,
told.
yeah.
Anyway, I could be wrong, but I was told that. So I feel like there came to a point where I was like, mate, nobody. If I'm around a bunch of people that's not wearing a mask, there is no point in me wearing a mask. It doesn't protect me. There is no point in me wearing it.
Kind of the thing kind of the stage I'm at. To be
But
honest. I need,
yeah,
yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you. I am really, I've been slow with
it's
this.
okay, man. People still wear masks this day, and I respect it. I respect that 100%. I think people are going to be more wary now of disease and, like, hygiene and sanitizing places that they should be sanitizing and things. 'Cause I feel like it was a big wake up call though. But
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
I mean,
yeah. But it's mad because like when did it come into the UK? Wasn't it like
um,
February, end of February,
March. I think
March?
I know it was quite active quite early on. I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
no one knew
the
about
Chinese
it.
government knew about it. Just not not sure.
It was crazy to think like December 31st, 2019, we're all like, hey, 2020's here. Then it's like 3 months
Oh, I
later.
got another
it's like,
thing that I
fuck
want to
my-
talk to you about. Have you noticed how common vaping is now? Everyone and their fucking nan is
Jesus,
vaping.
yes, absolutely.
Even kids, man, like 10-year-old kids
Yeah,
are
I don't
fucking
get it,
vaping.
man.
My niece had a friend at school who got caught with
Yeah,
a vape, and she's 9. Yeah, bro, that is fucking
fucking hell, that's
terrible.
bad.
And it's ridiculous. Like, people think it's like safe and healthy, but it's not. Half the time it's got nicotine in it, which is what
No,
which
but
is
it's
what cigarettes have, right? Like the nicotine is what's addicting. Like, it's just so common at the moment. I don't know why.
they think,
Yeah, but
and
that's like
young kids,
smoking, right?
they think it's
Originally, like,
cool.
oh, it's cool, and then they get addicted to it, and it's like, well, it's not cool anymore, is it? Like, smoking is one of the most disgusting habits somebody could ever have, and it's probably one of the most
It
unattractive
really,
things
yeah,
as
it
well.
is. It is.
Yeah,
Because
it
like
turns your
it
teeth
turns
out.
like your nails
Smokers
yellow.
don't realize how much they stink as well. You can tell someone's a smoker because they smell. No matter how much perfume and chewing gum they have, you know they've
Yeah,
been smoking. Yeah, they stink of it. That's what
the
I mean. All
weak.
your clothes will end up stinking of it. Your sweat will start smelling
Yeah,
of it. Your pillows and your fucking, and it damages your house as well. It makes it all fucking moldy. Like, collector's items, right, have to be branded as from a non-smoker's house if they want to be like sold and stuff, because it damages that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and then vaping is the cool thing. I don't get it.
vaping is. I don't want to say. I mean, I don't vape. I don't smoke. But that's not. That's not like a
No, but it's
good
not. It's just
alternative.
as unhealthy. Not good for you at all. I'd rather my kids smoke weed than vape. 'Cause weed's
Is
natural,
that
and
better?
there's a lot more health benefits to weed. I don't do it myself, but I know. I mean, there can be some problems if you have mental issues. It can affect your mental, like anxiety and shit. But overall, weed is like barely a drug, in it. That's why it's legalized in some places.
I've
Well, I
heard
mean,
that weed
I think it's
isn't as
been
bad for you.
researched that it's helped with cancer cells. Great, it's great. Great anxiety drug. I think if it does it right. Um, I think so. And
Really?
LSD is being used for PTSD patients. So drugs are doing the works. But yeah, I'd rather my kids smoke weed, like not with tobacco, just like pure weed in a joint. Um, or eating
I don't know,
brownies.
man.
I'd probably eat a pot brownie if I could. Yeah, if someone gave it to me, I'd probably give it a
You
go.
eat it?
I think edibles are supposed to be the more fun one, because you get to eat good food while getting high. So yeah, I mean,
That's the life.
personally, like, I've never really been against weed that much. So, and I mean, I'd probably do it if I was given the chance. Like, do like pot brownies and shit, edibles and that. I just wouldn't do any like the hard stuff. That's all. Not gonna judge anyone who does it. It's just not my thing.
Speaking of eating,
Plus, I've been literally warned
yeah.
against it by like people like my sister and that,
Speaking of eating,
proper party goers, like on it all the time. Like cocaine. They literally like got told it's not worth it because you can't enjoy a night out without cocaine, and then you're up for days on shit, and it's just not good. So it does,
it's
man.
like
It's just
I
I
feel
don't
like
know
it just
why someone would
destroys
even
you.
do it. No, not.
It ain't worth it.
Especially in this day and age when half of it's fucking fucking chemicals that you have no idea what it is. Never just pure cocaine anymore. So
Oh yeah, yeah. The stuff that the stuff
exactly.
that is in that shit. I'm I am doing one of the most
That.
unprofessional things you can do on a podcast right
Why is that unprofessional?
now. Eating.
Mate, I was eating those
Have you not
fucking
heard that?
breakfast bars. I don't know if we were recording at the time.
I know,
What
like,
you eating?
not professional, but like, if you're recording, it's
What
not
you
the best
eating?
thing to eat while recording. I've heard. Um, I did
Yeah,
something
but
really
what are you
foolish. I
eating?
skipped lunch today.
Bro, like doing a whole entire
Yeah, I'm getting
fucking
to that,
story
bitch.
about
Relax.
what he's eating. Is it crisps?
No, no, no.
Oh,
It's like
nice,
a
man.
fruity
Enjoy
Moroccan
that.
couscous.
Nothing wrong with eating, man. Um, what's your favourite type of
I
food,
was getting
anyway?
to that before you just cut me off.
Yeah, what's your favourite type of food? What's your sort of go-to
What's my
food?
what? Um, I
Oh,
I
bro.
love. I
You know
really like
what,
Chinese
mate?
food.
One day I'll come back down. We're gonna go to a
What?
Chinese buffet, me and you. I love Chinese, bro.
Oh, you like Chinese yourself?
Nah, I
I
love
thought you
China.
like thought you ripped
I
me for
love all
that.
types of like fucking foods. To be honest, man, I'm going to an Indonesian restaurant at some point to try beef rendang. Oh, that looks so good as well.
Okay.
Oh, I love like exotic cuisine and stuff. That's the thing for me, though. Is if I go on holiday, I'm not the type of person that sits on a beach. I have to explore the culture. You know, the food, the music, the people. I have to explore it. Especially if I
Mm.
go to Greece, bro. Oh my god, I'm a nerd for Greek mythology stuff. I'll be going straight up to the fucking, for all throughout the temples, all throughout the different islands, just exploring all of it, statues, everything. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
Well,
get
otherwise
people
you're
that
just
just like
wasting
lay
your
on a
holiday
beach, bro.
time.
Like I live in Blackpool, I might as well just go to the beach. Simple as that. Or go to Cornwall. Cornwall's got amazing beaches. Just go to Cornwall. Why are you spending loads of money
Oh
on going
yeah,
to
man.
Greece? Just go to Cornwall. Beautiful beaches there. Beautiful place. Love Cornwall. Yeah,
Cornwall,
man. We'll do a lads
Cornwall's
trip to
great.
Cornwall one
Yeah.
day. Me, you, Oscar. Call it OBO. Oscar Brad Oscar. We'd have a laugh, I reckon.
We murder each other.
I think we'd have some good fun, to be honest. Don't you? I mean, could work. Definitely gonna
Yeah, it could
fucking work.
work. Yeah. There's
Uh,
there's three rooms.
oh,
There's
is there?
three rooms in the flat that I stay in.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
One of them has a
Man.
shower in it. Literally. I call dibs on
I
that one.
mean, sure. I guess you can try. Just, I'll just take it off you. I fucking will.
You'll do no such thing,
Fucking fight me, my guy.
dickhead. Do it.
Fight me, my guy.
Well, we need, all we need is a referee and we're
Straight
good to
up.
go.
So, why you calling me a bitch for? What did I
Stop
do?
being a little bitch,
Where's your dream sort of vacation to go to, though?
man.
Oh,
I've always wanted to go to either New
no,
York or Canada.
when I go on my no, when I go on my
Have you been?
American road trip, New York's gonna be one of my stops.
But you know what? Like, there's a place I want to go to. I've started thinking.
Yeah.
It won't be anytime soon, but maybe like a bucket list thing.
Was that Japan?
Japan.
Yeah, I heard it's quite nice there.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I can't let fear hold me back
Just
here.
don't
Like
go
fucking
during
earthquakes
earthquake
there as well.
season, I guess.
Well,
I
that doesn't
know.
it happens at any.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, do it, man. Like, go to Japan. Why not? Vlog it, edit it.
Um,
Yeah, he lives there now, doesn't he?
PewDiePie's in Japan.
That was yeah.
Yeah, that's
He
kind
he
of
he's
like, he kind of always
he's
inspired
always
that.
wanted to do that, and he finally did it. Yeah, fair play, fair fucking play to
Fair
him,
play
mate.
to him.
But I mean, for me, I'd say my sort of
Video made
holiday
about it.
destination would definitely be. If I'm doing an American road trip, I'd like start from the east, go to the west, and then go back east, and then head home. Um, but my main spots are
Okay.
where I'd want to spend most of my time. I'm talking 6 months, maybe even a year, right? Um, Probably 6 months.
Yeah.
I don't know about a year, but I want to spend at least 2 days in every state. Um, some place I want to stay there for like a couple of weeks at a
Okay.
time, even a month. I want to really visit, obviously Florida, all that place, New York. I really want to visit Portland, Oregon. I really want to visit New Orleans, San Francisco, Philadelphia, Dallas. Where else?
Go
Yeah,
to
that's in South.
like
That's in San
Alcatraz
Francisco,
Island.
isn't it? Yeah, that's what I want to do. Is that sort of place I want
Yeah.
to do all the touristy shit as well. Um, yeah, you can.
I think you can actually go
You
and
actually
visit
go
the
over
jail
to the
there.
jail, don't you?
And I think like
Yeah,
the
like you
heads
actually
that were made
you
are
actually
still
go and
there.
do like a little tour in the prison and stuff. Um, yeah, that. I'd like
That I would do.
to. Where else would I like to go? New York, obviously. You know, like Miami, Jupiter, Florida. You know, West Palm Beach. Shit, just all over Florida. Um, where else would there be? I'd love to go to Tennessee, like Nashville and stuff, to try like the food and the southern food, the whiskey. Howdy, partner.
Howdy, partner. Sorry, that was
My name's Woody.
very stereotypical.
Went straight for Toy Story. Um, but yeah, a place like that, man. I want to try so
Oh,
many
rude.
different things. I want to try a thing called noodling, which is where you fish for catfish with your hands. You stick your hand in a hole, and then like a catfish hole, and you let the catfish bite your hand, and then you drag out the water. I want to
This
go to New
sounds.
Orleans. I want to try all like load of Cajun food. I want to go to the festivals. I want to go to Mardi Gras. Like so much. I want to do that. In Oregon, I want to go to Portland. I want to go to Seattle up in Washington. I want to go to Washington D.C. You know, I wouldn't mind going to L.A., but it's not actually my like bucket list place for an American road trip. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'd go there if I got the chance to, but I wouldn't spend so much time there. But yeah, like, love to. In Chicago, I'd love to go to Chicago. Oh, have you?
I've got
Oh,
family. I've got
sick.
family in Chicago. Yeah.
I got a family friend in Florida who I might go out and visit one time. Or I do my
Okay.
American road trip, or I visit her, and then go on my American while I'm there, kind of thing. Yeah, I mean that's
What do you
yeah,
think?
yeah.
Just going off on another tangent as we do. Um, what do you think happened to those guys that escaped Alcatraz?
No, but
I
you
don't know
actually
if
did
we've
ask me
discussed it on this podcast yet.
because you asked me. I think you asked me either just
That's
after
right, I
we
did.
started
Sorry. Yeah.
the first episode or the second episode, and you asked me beforehand because we were talking about different subjects. Um, we both sort of agreed that they
Yeah.
just escaped, right? Moved to like Mexico or whatever, Canada or wherever it was, right?
I think so.
Because you said that they turned up to the mum's
Yeah.
funeral, or it's believed to be. Yeah, I
That
remember
was
you
like a
telling me about
documentary
that. I
I
think I
watched.
watched
Yeah.
it. Um, I mean, it could be true that they escaped,
It's a bit
or
mad. It's true.
there's a common theory that they were killed and eaten by sharks, because that's a common thing for the escapees, isn't it?
That's interesting because I've never
Well,
heard that one.
Alcatraz
That's an
is
interesting one.
obviously in that bay. There's obviously a lot of bull shark activity.
God.
They're very aggressive. And they will eat people.
Another one I heard was there was like
Yeah.
a boat arranged for them to escape. Uh, by I think another prisoner, and like apparently this boat turned up at 1 a.m. and just sat there, and then it turned back on and it left.
I don't know, man. I guess we'll never know truly, though, will we? Do you reckon these kind of guys? Sorry for interrupting.
Weird story.
Do you reckon these kind of guys watch these documentaries and be like, "Well, that didn't happen." Like, do you ever reckon that people that have documentaries made about them, like like serial killers that have been unsolved, like the Zodiac killer and all that shit? Do you think they watch them and they're just like, "Well, that didn't happen. That's not true." Yeah, like, well, that's not fucking true, is it?
Oh, are they watching themselves? Imagine the guys that escape Alcatraz just watch it on a boat.
Yeah, well, I lost my
somewhere,
leg
like,
to a
"Well,
fucking shark. Then I go with a northern accent, but Yeah.
They're really from Northern Ireland,
Fucking
like from up north.
Manchester.
No, sorry. That's New
Yeah,
York.
I think they've just got away, to be honest, mate.
Those are our first guests, guys.
Yeah.
Those are our
Surprise!
first guests.
They just come and they just turned up.
We found them.
They're on
They
Discord
just
right
live in
now,
Watford.
waiting for us to introduce them.
They just live in Watford near.
Do you reckon there's ever
They've been living in Watford for
do you know, I've
years.
had a feeling. Could you imagine, like, that you're playing a game with someone and they're like a cartel member? You just wouldn't know about it. Like, you're playing a game, like an online game, right? You're playing with someone, and like they could be like a cartel member or like a really high end criminal, and you just wouldn't know about it. That you could add them on your friends list, and you could be friends
Oh
with
my
someone
God,
that's
can you
like in the cartel, in the Mexican cartel or something, and you just wouldn't know about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's mad to think about. Fucking insane. Like, could you imagine, like, you befriend someone on PlayStation, it turns out to be one of the guys that escaped Alcatraz, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, jeez Louise, can you imagine? Well, like, imagine like a woman goes on a date and like she's like, "Oh, tell me about yourself." "Oh, yeah, well, I did this, I did this."
Yeah,
"Oh, but by the
literally.
way, I'm one of the people that escaped
Could you
Alcatraz."
imagine? Fucking hilarious. Yeah,
Hey,
man. Got to be
you
straight
have
up
to
honest with
admire
that
his
woman.
honesty.
He's done it. What a gentleman.
He escaped Alcatraz.
I don't fucking know. Shut up.
In what way is he a gentleman?
Yeah, well, just because he's a criminal doesn't mean he's not a gentleman. Depends what he did. What did he do? I mean, I know didn't Al Capone go to Alcatraz for tax evasion? Al Capone, right? He went to prison for tax evasion, didn't he? I think he went to Alcatraz, didn't he?
Yes. Yep. I don't know. Just that whole story is interesting because I don't know how they got away with it.
Yeah, I'd be quite interested to know what really happened, but I guess we'll just never really know, though, will we? Maybe.
I wonder if any of those guards.
When did it happen?
Look. When did it happen?
Alcatraz escape. Yeah, there's a good chance they're not.
June 1962.
Not with your life expectancy in America, no.
Not alive? No.
Like 70, isn't it?
Yeah. But they'd have to be like.
Yeah, they're gonna be old as fuck.
Like late 90s.
Probably don't even remember it. Guys that escaped are probably fucking dead by now. When I was young.
When I were a lad.
Yeah, man.
We're just imitating old
things
people.
Work sometimes. Have you got anything else that's on your mind?
Other than imitating old people, I don't think so. How about you?
Yeah, bro. Nice little conversation, isn't it? That's why this episode doesn't feel like an episode. It feels like literally just us having a little chat. Yeah.
That's a good thing though. None of them do.
Boys.
They're just like casual.
I mean, I've got nothing else to really talk about right now.
No, other than I
Yeah, it's
will just
so
say
hot
one
right
final thing.
now.
I'm sweating my balls off.
Well, there's a breeze coming in that's making it slightly colder, so I might have to
Uh,
put my socks on my feet. 'Cause my little tootsies are getting cold. So, I'm gonna be
uh,
honest. I'm gonna go
but
eat the rest of my
remember, guys,
lasagna
don't
and
wank.
go to
Don't
bed. I
wank.
think. Q, bro, it's fucking 11:15.
You old man.
Dick, motherfucker. Uh,
Whoa, 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 whoa!
uh,
I don't call you
okay.
names.
Whatever you say, bitch. Oh
Hey,
yeah.
watch your mouth. I'll slap you.
Fucking dare you, bitch. Uh huh.
This is what now. This is what happens,
Yeah,
guys.
we just
We're
hate
friendly
each
on
other,
the air, but off
truly.
the air we just threaten each other so
We're
much.
just in this to grow it for the money.
Like literally, we're old fashioned. We write each other
How we
mail.
communicate off podcast. Bro, do you ever get that itch behind your knee? You know, like and that on the back of your leg behind your knee. Yeah, and it just doesn't go away for
Yes,
ages,
right. Do you have that now?
even though you itch.
Do you ever get like? Do you ever get like
Oh, bro, don't.
like
That
a
shit
pebble
pisses
stuck
me off
into
so much. Like, it angers me. Ugh, I fucking hate it so much. Or, or like, or like when it's like
I've had it at
summer, like it
work.
is now, and you're in the middle of the street in front of loads of people, and your boxers get all jumbled up, and your balls are like attached to them, and you got to adjust them, but you don't want to seem like you're a little pervert, so you've got to try and adjust them without looking like you're playing with yourself. So it's just like, yeah,
You
literally.
don't want to be seen like you're touching yourself in
Especially if you're
public.
around like fucking public with like fucking children and shit. You're just like, oh, don't do that there, don't do that. Yeah, why is he playing with
Oh, yeah,
himself?
who's this weirdo?
Alright, one final question. Favourite comedy
Probably gonna
film?
find out a
Yes.
comedy film. Uh, Geez, I don't watch a lot of films to be honest with you. You know what I watched? It's really old now.
Oh, I
I
do
watched
like them.
both the Ted films.
What? Alright, recommend a comedy film. Even if it's old, popular, even if I've seen it, just recommend it.
Ted's a good one. There's one. Did you ever watch a show called Kenan and Kel? Oh my god. Yeah. It was
Yeah,
it was um it was a Nickelodeon show, but they made a movie
I've
called
never
Big
seen it.
Burger. It is funny.
Step
What about
Brothers.
you?
Seen that? Have.
Rings a bell. Continue. Sounds familiar. 1 minute. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't think I've not
Yeah,
seen it,
you should
but
watch that. That's my recommendation
yeah,
for you.
I know what it is.
Great film. I'm a film guy. I love films. I love TV and I
Are
love
you a
films.
film
Yeah,
guy?
big film guy.
Do you?
Not one of them like nerdy ones. Like I love French movies, the silent French ones. You know what I mean? Like I like films, any type of film. I'm a big movie fan. Ever seen Superbad?
Again, I don't. I know the films, but I don't. I'm not a bit. I don't. I'm not
How
a
comes?
I'm not a film watcher, which is
How comes
ironic
you don't watch films?
considering a study. Man, you know what? Like when I was younger, I watched. I kind of watched. I mean, when I was younger, I watched some, but I don't know. Something. I think when I was growing like into my teenage
You
years,
like
I
TV
don't know what it
shows
was. Something
though?
put me off them, and I refused.
You ever watch Brooklyn Nine
Yeah, I like
Nine?
TV shows and I like documentaries, as you know, but
Yeah, that show's fucking amazing.
some of it. Some of
But yeah, watch Step Brothers.
it.
Watch Superbad as well. And Role Models as well. You'll love that.
I mean,
Such crude humor like mine. I have not.
did you watch Squid Game?
No, everyone hyped it up. I feel
You're
like if
watching
it's
it,
not
okay.
good, it's gonna be just a disappointment. So, all right, go on. Give me a
Yeah.
TV rec.
TV rec? Oh god. Uh,
I have.
you've seen Peep Show?
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
You like it? Well, I'd say like I've watched Peep Show, but you see, uh, my older brother got me to Peep Show a few years ago. I'm on a binge of it right now.
um,
What are you?
Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. That's a good one. The
Okay.
animation based on
Yeah.
a group of kids that get abandoned on the island after the events of Jurassic World, where the park gets closed down again. They get abandoned after it.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty good. I
Did what?
have. I did
Two and
not
a Half
enjoy
Men.
it. Yeah, I don't know why.
Really?
No,
Not your
I
cup of tea.
liked. I liked a lot of the.
Fair play.
Oh, I know one. Do you like sitcoms? Full House. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have that spin-off Fuller House. I enjoyed
Oh, I
both
know
of
Full
those.
House. Do you ever? I think I know we've discussed it before
I
this,
loved
but
it.
did you like Young
Absolutely
Sheldon?
loved that show.
Did you?
Bro, I absolutely
Maybe I should give
I
it a
yeah,
second
it's quite
chance. I
slow at the
can never
beginning.
get
I was
into
like
it.
that, but I love it. I love Young Sheldon.
I literally I watched the first episode with my dad, and like, I, partway through it, I looked at him and I was like, "Do you like
There
it?"
are
I was
some
like, "Yeah."
inconsistencies to
Oh,
to the Big Bang Theory, but I love it. I love Young Sheldon so much. Yeah, give it another go, man.
maybe
Think
I
of it
should give
as
it
like a
another go.
completely
To be
different
honest.
show. Don't even think of it as like a prequel. That's what I love about it is you can watch it without realizing it's actually a prequel.
No, yeah. Um,
I have
do you
watched it
watch
all
the
the
show
time.
Scrubs?
I did enjoy it.
You
It's one of them
like
shows
it?
that I like to keep in the past. Like it's like a nostalgic thing for me, rather than like if I watch it again and
Oh,
I
I get you.
kind of
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
it. It kind of I hate that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a
Um.
memory sort of thing. Do you have a favorite
What's that?
Nickelodeon show growing up?
Probably
Did you have a
SpongeBob.
favorite like Nickelodeon show growing up? Have you speaking of
What
inconsistencies, have you
SpongeBob?
noticed there are inconsistencies in
Yeah.
it?
So many.
Yeah. I think that
I know, bro.
they have a
Don't question
campfire
it. It's a
underwater.
cartoon. I tell you one. I'll tell you one show that I enjoy. I have seen literally every episode, and I've always enjoyed. Is Family Guy.
But I'm not. I'm
Bro,
never like a
the
religious
thing
watcher
is,
of it,
it
but
has a
I do
nostalgic
like Family
purpose to
Guy.
me,
I
but
see
because
it.
they're still making them, that it's really good. Like,
You
I
ever,
did like The
were
Simpsons,
you
yeah,
ever
but
a
as I
Simpsons
grew
fan?
up, I definitely prefer Family Guy. I do like The
Yeah,
Simpsons.
fair enough.
Comes on,
Fair enough.
watch it.
I used to watch not
I love
all the time,
American Dad.
but
So
I used to watch
nostalgia
American
for
Dad.
me, right, is Friday night, 10 p.m. BBC Three. Family Guy comes on. 2 episodes. Takes it to 11.
Right.
American Dad comes on.
Yeah.
Watch them two. Go to bed. That's
Yeah.
nostalgia for me. And like all the, did you ever watch the BBC Three shows like
Yeah.
Pram Face and
Yeah. Yeah.
shit? Those things I watched as well, and then I watched Family Guy, and then I would go to bed. Like I loved that. That was a great life at the time. And Family Guy will always have like a place in my heart. It's a bit like The Big Bang Theory. I remember you telling me when they finished it because I'd stopped watching it, didn't I? Like, oh, did you know the 12 season's gonna be the last one? I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I better watch it. Fucking watched it, bro, and I cried like a bitch at the end.
I remember.
I cried like an absolute bitch.
So did my friend. My I said because
Yeah.
I stopped watching it as well because my dad liked it, the newest
It
season.
did get
I
slightly
sort of like,
stale,
man, this is getting
but I
stale.
think it picks up slightly towards the end.
And then I think he was the one that told me like it's ending. So I said to him like, "Hey, let me know when that final episode
Such
is
an
on. I'll watch it with
emotional
you."
ending.
And we did. We watched it together. And I was like, I love how they fixed. It took them just
Yeah,
like nearly
that's one
12
thing I
years to
loved.
fix the fucking lift.
Another one was obviously there's going to be spoilers by the way. If you watch, I mean it's been out for a long time, so it's your fucking fault. When they got the Nobel Prize, and then they finished off the show like them eating takeout. Bro, I get goosebumps thinking about it right now, man. I
Yes,
fucking
what an
cried.
ending.
Honestly, I cried. But the thing is it
They
has
slowed the
such a
song down.
big impact on my life. Big Bang Theory. It had such a big meaning to my life, and when it ended, it was just, huh?
You talk about you talk about meaning, like them eating food, like
Symbol, isn't
takeaway.
it?
That's like a big part of the
Yeah,
show.
it's the part of the intro. And, oh
Like,
man,
that's what
I
they did.
rewatched them all not that long ago. I might have to rewatch them again.
You know
Yeah,
what?
in
In
lockdown, I
lockdown,
watched that,
that was what I
Brooklyn
watched.
Nine-Nine. I caught up so many different shows.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I need to go on a Big Bang Theory tangent with you very quickly before we wrap. Like, do you remember the episode where like they try and like Raj
Oh yeah.
won some sort of magazine. He's
Oh
like in
yeah,
some
and he
sort of
has the
magazine
fake
and Sheldon
smile. It's so creepy.
smiles.
He looks like the Joker. Yeah, I love that show, man. But that's why I love Young Sheldon as well.
We used to go. It's just like
Like, it's nostalgia as well, and it's just
why did
like
do the same thing?
it's quite cool. I love the characters. I love Georgie. You know, I love I love his dad. I love his fucking Mimo. I love it, man.
But like when he smiles, Leonard has a great line. He's like,
Yeah.
"We're here to see Cruiser Polly, not kill Batman."
Oh, I fucking love that show. I miss that show so much, man. Bernadette.
Who would you date, Penny or Bernadette or Amy?
Bernadette, like if you're talking about in the show, I'd say Penny. But if you're talking about in real life, Bernadette, the woman who
Yeah,
plays her, is one of the finest women on this planet. She's so fine, bro.
it's
So
true.
definitely her. But yeah, I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is one of my favorites. Same sort of thing. Um, you should watch that.
Is it?
That's good. That's a very feel good show, in my opinion. Makes me feel warm inside.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
Warm and fuzzy.
Bro, we're gonna have to end this episode here, but I think we should definitely do like a television talk one because I feel like we could talk about this for fucking ages. And we keep going into these conversations. I feel like we're gonna end up
I
talking
know,
for
right?
too
Yeah.
long. And this episode would just basically be about something that it shouldn't have been. So, I think yeah. So okay, we'll end the episode here, and the next episode that we do, we can just chat about TV and films. But I'm gonna recommend you some films to
Let's do
watch.
it.
Until then, okay. Even if you get through one or two, I'm gonna
Yeah.
recommend you some films. I want you to watch them, and then we can talk about them. And you do the same
Okay.
with me. All right.
Cool.
Well, guys, thank you for listening.
Yeah, we'll do.
This has been What's on Your Mind, and today we actually spoke about what was on our mind. We actually had a nice little conversation this time. No specific topic,
Don't mind people.
just a chat. If you guys did enjoy the episode, don't forget, follow us on our socials. Make sure you favourite the show on Spotify and make sure you subscribe on YouTube. And I hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Farewell.